So when you're creating a course, you'll likely want to use images, and when you use those images, you want to make sure that you're following fair use. So if it's an educational course where you're not making money on it, then and it's a closed course, you can actually take images and put them in the course uh, where students can still view it, but it's not open on the internet, right? So students have to use their password to log in to view the image. That's okay. But if you have an open platform, what you're going to want to do is use images that are free to use that aren't copyrighted. And so there's some great websites to do this, like Pixabay.com. I use this all the time when I'm trying to find images. So for instance, if I search student, I'm going to see quite a few images that I can use. I don't know why that's a student. But there's lots of images. Now, if you get really specific, like if I want to look at the water cycle, I don't know how many I'm going to find, right? So that's good for kind of general things. But I always kind of start there. But you can also go to Google and do Google Images. So let me just type in Mason University. And if I click on images, then I've got all these great images, but it doesn't tell me if these images are copyrighted or not. So I need to go under Tools, and then you'll see here I have usage rights. So it has different levels here, so labeled for non-commercial reuse, labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification, labeled for reuse or reuse with modification. So with reuse for modification, I can use these images for profit if I wanted to, but you'll probably see more if you click on labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification. You'll see that obviously there's some overlap there. And I guess the most you're going to find is at this bottom, which would still apply, but if you use these, it doesn't mean that you can necessarily change the image, which oftentimes I do. So I tend to go here, and when I do that, I can typically find something that would work. But now that I say that, if I come up here to label with reuse with modification, I'm seeing an image that I wasn't seeing before. So you can kind of play around with that, and maybe you want to search multiple types of images. But let's say I want to use this one. I can go to visit or view. Sorry, I want to view page. And then there I can typically see the licensing information there, which is great. And even if it says that I don't have to give attribution to the image, I almost always just create a link underneath the image that I insert into the course. It says image location so that people know that I didn't create it. I don't want to any misunderstandings with that. But what's nice about these is you can actually take them and integrate them into other images or make modifications, which is great. So yeah, pretty simple, but something that a lot of people don't know about.